safety? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I heard that now you can, what was it, the cop was saying that you can go topless, you can smoke weed, and you can carry. So, I mean, you can't pull this off, but someone, you can get someone to the trifecta, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You do all three.
Hey, so, yeah, here in Oklahoma, you can go topless, smoke weed, and carry a gun.
I think yours can be hot.
All good things.
But I got him at like 55 IRA.
Hey, safety.
Some of them, yep. Some of them are kind of, some of them are like progressive traditional, like smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
And some of them are sort of more conservative traditional, like there we go. I guess going topless.
You know, they made a song about smoking marijuana in Skokie, right? That's a popular song.
Oh yeah.
Smoke marijuana.
Hey, guys, share this.
And now we did. You know, we came to all because he made the song because Oklahoma is so against stuff like marijuana.
Since News Now OKC can't share this, if there's any way to piggyback his channel onto my channel or something like that, safety, I didn't know if you can do that or not. All right, educator.
Yeah. What do you think gun rights are? Do you think the gun rights movement is winning in Oklahoma?
Oh, definitely. We definitely.
By the way, can y'all hear them just fine or not?
Now we're number 5. We are running for Arizona. Yeah, we're going to take Arizona. We're going to take that number 1.
You're
Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah.
So you're not finished yet. You're going to keep on going.
Yeah. We just want a big victory when you're having.
Hey, Donkey, can you hear them talking?
Because if we let go, if we attain a certain level and just stop, they can come and try to bring us down by bringing new laws. Red flag laws, we might try to introduce magazine capacity laws here in America.
So you always have to be on guard.
Yeah, because we have Mom Command Action. We have Representative Jason Lowe, who is trying to do everything he can to send from the state.
What is permitless carry? What is permitless carry?
So basically, we are buying our rights back from the state. You pay money, you buy a right to carry. And $100 for a 5-year license is still cost in Oklahoma. It's the most expensive. They do a background check and ensure that you're lawfully in the state.
Whoever gets the mic off wins.
When they sold that to the people, they told them they went along with it, to see that card, you know you're good. Why does he take it back there and run it? He does it every time. Well, permitless carry is giving you your right to always have back. The purpose of the government,
Whoever gets back to my
that's
car
what our
wins.
Second Amendment right to vote is, not take our right to the way. And it's happening. The number one
So
thing,
tell me what happened. Just the very basic, because we haven't talked about it. What changed here?
permanent handgun carry went into effect yesterday, November 3rd, 2019. Before then, you could not carry a rifle out in public. It was basically illegal. You had to have a permit to carry a handgun. And what is called this? We got that
So
changed.
before you couldn't roll the car down the street carrying a rifle.
Not a rifle.
Unless you had a permit.
Correct.
And now.
No, you couldn't even carry a rifle.
You couldn't carry a rifle at all.
No, that's why my gun was a barrel and a break.
Looked like a rifle.
It looks like one, yeah, it does.
Yeah, you were but so, just so I mean, understand, before the law went into effect, you would have needed a permit to openly carry. Or concealed carry. Now, anyone can openly carry or concealed carry.
Anyone that can purchase a handgun under the NICS check can carry one in Oklahoma.
So anyone who can legally own it
Yes,
can carry it, and they don't have to go through any other process.
that's correct.
To get
No
permit.
training, no background check, and you don't have to pay a portion of it to the government.
Thanks, educator.
No, wait 1 second, hold on. We'll give it like
You're gonna drive off.
there'll be a whole bunch of cars starting up.
Okay.
We'll give it a second. Hopefully they drive back.
Hey, if you can, share it in the Second Amendment Facebook, or Second 2A of Oklahoma.
Did you hear about the shootout that at the Golden Corral?
No.
Wild West now.
Where's this?
Oh wait, yes, I did hear about that. Yeah.
You kind of tell that we're in a park.
Okay, yeah. Also, all was there? Yeah. That would be ironic though if one day there wasn't two hours right there. That'd be an appropriate modern day version.
Yes, tall tale.
Wild West. That's ready to be in the Wild West in South Dakota.
I'm up to 5 people so far. They're sharing. They already shared it to Facebook everywhere.
About what?
Live.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They want to see your pretty mug since you're not filming.
I'll be filming later. We're going live in Jason Oaks District, and I'm going to McDonald's too.
Well, I gotta. Oh yeah, I guess y'all are driving that, huh? So on the back of my truck, I got a hydraulic motorcycle lift. I can put 2 bikes on there, up to 2,500 pounds, 2 fully dressed Harleys.
You guys all good? So okay, so the law changed. Now you can walk through this park. You can walk down Main Street with a pistol, with a rifle, without a permit.
Yep, without a permit. I can use this without a permit. Which means you could do it if you're not a convicted felon or a person that's adjudicated mentally deficient or have a VPO. You can do it right now. Come to Oklahoma and do it.
Why in the world would you walk through the park and go down the street with a rifle?
It's not necessarily that you need to, you have the right to, and you shouldn't tell me what I can do. I don't tell you what to do, meaning everybody. Why do you tell me what to do? I'm not going to hurt anyone, I'm not hurting anyone. If there's no victim, there's no crime. So I feel confident.
How's that? Is that any better on the audio?
It's not a good thing to do. We walked around the state all day yesterday.
But it does scare some people. I mean, it does scare some people.
Men holding hands in parks too. There was a time and point when black city was part of that scary people. They didn't like it. So they told them they couldn't do it.
You think this is on the same scale that this is not far away?
Well, it's a right. You have a right to carry the firearm and barrel on it. You don't have a right to sit in front of you with a gun. Well, you clarify it. So that and I feel that gun owners and people that bear arms and raising certain limits are the punishment. It's happening. You see it in other states.
But not here.
Yeah, not here. We're in on many other states.
I think, I mean, there is a little bit of a difference between a gay couple holding hands in the park and
Well, I'm cupping my hand over the microphone, trying to direct the audio. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Open up the phone and dial 911. Or with a response, if I need to respond to something with this rifle, all I do is flip a lever, aim and pull the trigger, and at least keep them occupied off the children playing in the park. He's going to be dealing with me and not having a shooting ducks in the barrel over there with the kids.
is that the point to kind of be able to protect people? It's self-defense.
That
being
is
able to provide
that is
safety
the
for people
reason,
here.
yes. The Second Amendment is not for hunting. It's not for that.
Hold on just 1 second. Sorry, you just walked in front of our camera.
No, we moved the camera.
Oh, you moved it?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I have a corner of my eye. I noticed it.
Yeah, it's
But is that the point then? It's for self-defense?
It is, and in a way, it is for hunting. It's for hunting tyrants. The tyrants in our government should be fearful of us.
But there are tyrants in the park, definitely.
They rolled up on me several months ago. But they quickly.
You mean the police?
Yeah, the police are the ones that are most tyrannical in this. Now, Oklahoma, they're not so bad, but if you go to California, New York, any other state, if you do this in that state, the law allows them to basically use any level of force to take that gun from you and take you into custody. I see posts from Sacramento, Fresno, California, how their police have found a cache of dangerous weapons at a house or in a car, and I look at it, and it's a gun like this and a Glock pistol. What I carry around every day or have in my car, they say they took these dangerous weapons off the street. I have the same weapons in my vehicle, and they're not dangerous, they're not doing anything. In fact, I would use my guns in a defensive manner to stand up to somebody that's trying to harm our citizens or myself. That is why I carry my weapons, and that is the main reason we do. But beyond the Second Amendment, with the ability to protect ourselves against our government, our tyrannical government, which some people say will never happen. Well, they're kind of right, because while we are in the possession of weapons like these, they back off a little bit. We saw with the Russian conflict in Afghanistan where they went in with helicopters, tanks, RPGs, all the big weapons, and they ended up losing that war because they had AK-47s in Afghanistan. They made it hard on them. And the reason that we have our guns is so that our government fears us, and they should be protecting our rights. And we have to vote the right people in that protect our rights, not to take our rights. And we're seeing a reversal in that trend with AOC. Beto, he just dropped out, so I feel much better tonight that he's not going to come take my AR-15 or my AK, in the middle of the night, because he's out.
But are you not on the same side as the police?
I am. When somebody is breaking the law, yes, they have to differentiate between a lawbreaker, a law-abiding citizen, and a criminal. And you can tell that by their actions. If I had been out in the soccer field, aiming my gun at people, intimidating, doing something that I believe was wrong, they have the right to stop me. That's what we pay them for. But we are the first responders. I'm the first responder, you are, because you're the one there when something happens. You call the police, so they're the second responder. They write the reports after what happened. Because we've seen their response time. It takes a while for them to get there after they get the phone call.
If someone walked up to that kid and started shooting, it'd be a long time.
Oh yeah, 5 minutes maybe. Travel time. Because you got your response time for the phone call, dispatch has to vet it. It has to go over the radio or their computer. They have to stop what they're doing, turn around and drive you. What kind of traffic do they have to deal with? If that were to happen right here, right now, I'm going to take cover behind one of these vehicles, and I'm going to take that threat out. And it's going to happen with a 10 to 15 seconds.
Now you can understand why some of the moms in there might be a little nervous. I mean, if I was here at the parking lot, probably walk up, I might think,
yeah, and that's understandable. So they need to watch them. Also, they've disarmed themselves. They have nothing that they can do. They can't protect themselves. And I understand that. I do understand that there is English blood and unarmed before and things people carry. But what you have to do is be able to defend yourself. And understand the difference between somebody that is a threat and somebody that's just exercising their Second Amendment rights. And that takes education.
is there a fine line between exercising the Second Amendment rights and provocation?
No, I don't think it's a fine line. I think you will actively go and provoke somebody, and that's pretty obvious. You go out with the intent to do that. There is no fine line. Now, people may feel that because this man here may see what I'm doing as non-provocative, and this other person here has the feeling that's provocative to them. It's subjective. So the line can move. It's not actually set in stone. That's why we try to have laws that define what is a provocative, menacing behavior versus what is legal behavior. That's why we're required to carry our guns in slings, holsters, cases, and scabbards. That way, we can differentiate between the guy that is about to do something and attack because he's got that gun in his hand, and he's raising it up. Or he's saying things that raise it up. But mainly the purpose of open carry is, we can keep it in our car if somebody happens to see it. If we are concealing our gun and our coat happens to come up, we see the gun. They don't get in trouble for it. It's not brandishing. That's the original intent of it. But we also exercise our rights now because we can't open carry. It's just like having a large sign. If you want to say, screw Donald Trump, which is more effective? A little sign like this or a button on your shirt or a banner? Which is more effective to say,
You've got a
this is how I
highway
feel.
billboard.
Yeah, this is about as big as I can carry a rifle. This says I support the Second Amendment and I'm exercising my rights.
Do you hope that over time, people seeing you will not think much of it at all?
Yeah, I'm hoping they realize the difference between somebody who's a predatory person coming out here to do harm and the person that's out here just defending their public. I do get different reactions when I'm by myself versus when I'm with another person. One other person is a different reaction, even if it's a female or a male, or maybe even if I'm walking my dog. But it is,
Or if you're filming.
yeah,
if
the filming. Well, some of them say you're filming your attack, so the camera can set them off even more.
There definitely have been attackers. In the last
Christchurch,
couple of years.
yeah, New Zealand did it.
New Zealand, they had GoPros and stuff.
Mhm.
So.
Yep. So just having the camera doesn't necessarily set somebody at ease.
It's supposed to be recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these are fine distinctions, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I would maybe you could expect the police or dispatcher to be able to understand that. But your typical mom, no, not really in a split second.
As we walked around, we've come across people that haven't even heard of the incident that happened here that live. They haven't even heard of it. Maybe people ask me all the time, so is constitutional carry passed? Well, it was all over the news. You know, some people don't watch the news. Some people are on Netflix 100% of the time, or YouTube or something, and are detached from our laws and what's going on in their own society. So they don't know. They're not aware, they're not informed citizens about the world they live in. So without that, if they don't take that step to educate themselves, they are going to be ignorant indefinitely. And we can't change that.
Do you think there should be any restrictions on your use or possession of firearms?
I don't. The only restrictions I believe in is if you're incarcerated in a prison, you're not a free man in that situation. In a courtroom is a highly volatile situation, and that's probably one place you don't need to have a gun is in the courtroom, and the judge makes that rule. People's lives are taken from them in courtrooms. Domestic disputes, all this happens. You know, people lose cases, and they're madder than. You know, I've gone through divorce. I know how mad you can get, but over time, you deal with that and you heal. At the heat of the moment, you may make a decision you regret, and that's in a courtroom setting. I feel you should be able to carry in a courthouse, just not into the courtroom. I don't think there is any restriction on guns that we should have. You should be able to own a fully automatic gun. You should be able to own any amount of magazine or the capacity of the magazine, the suppressor, bump stock. You should have that stuff. You should be allowed to have it. Yeah, because now they try to classify that as an automatic weapon, which it is not. It just makes it where you can pull the trigger.
Well, yeah, you're talking about the technicality of the
Yeah.
law, but I guess I'm just wondering on a moral basis, legal basis, what do you think should be restricted? You don't see any reason why there should be restrictions.
No, I
How about
don't.
we should have a full auto?
I think we should be able to have them. Have you heard of the full auto shoots at Knob Creek and places like that where you can go and shoot hundreds of automatic guns, machine guns, big 50 calibers. You can pay to shoot these people's guns. They go there and make money off of it. And they actually can carry those in public with their paperwork. I could carry a machine gun here legally if I had the NFA paperwork. It's not illegal to own a machine gun in America. It's just highly difficult to get and it's very expensive. So we've made it cost prohibitive. If you're familiar with Cambodia in 1975, basically the whole civilization had been disarmed. Khmer Rouge came in, emptied all the cities, and put those people to work in the rice fields, raising rice and food for their army and selling the surplus to China for weapons. Yeah, I mean, they lost a quarter of their population because they could not defend themselves against the Khmer Rouge government, which took over. That is one of the most extreme cases of where gun control failed a populace. Also, we've got Stalinist Russia, and everyone likes to divert to Nazi Germany where they disarmed the Jews. I mean, do you think the Jews in 1935 would have benefited from an NRA-like organization in Nazi Germany? I don't think Hitler would have put up with it. In fact, they didn't have one. I mean, it made it much easier to subvert or enslave and decimate the Jewish population in Germany because they were disarmed.
Is that a realistic scenario for present-day America?
Not present-day America, but if we continue to allow our gun rights to erode to where our grandchildren or their grandchildren lose their Second Amendment rights, yes, it could happen here in America. down the road. You've got too many people like me that are pro-Second Amendment in America right now that will stand up against something like that. We have our rights to protect us from our government doing that stuff. When we start giving their rights back to protect ourselves, I think as Benjamin Franklin said, if you give up your right to freedom, you neither deserve the freedom or the luxuries that it employs. You don't deserve to be protected for safety or for freedom. You give that up. We have seen where the government can't even keep Epstein alive in a jail cell. They can't even do that. Are we going to entrust him with our freedom out here?
I would argue they wouldn't be that good at taking us down either.
Yeah.
Their incompetence is really the operating people here.
What happened at the Bundy Ranch, if you're familiar with that? The citizens stepped in with the federal government and stopped them, what they're doing. And we met force with force, and they backed down. Now, of course, they went on through the courts and legal battles to try to destroy them, but they prevailed in the end as well. Just like in World War II, I think Yamamoto said that we would never be able to invade America because there is a rifle behind every blade of grass. Because
Is that the point here, though? I mean, when you come to the park, or if you do want to go watch through Bricktown, you're not on a training mission against tyranny. You're trying to establish something else.
yeah, I want people to understand that they should exercise this right. It's a civic duty. We should be armed. If you can be armed, you're allowed to. You should do that. Everybody, if 1/5 of America carried a gun, a handgun, we would stop the mass shootings in America. If 1 in 5 people did that. Because they claim that a mass shooting is 4 people or more, well, how about if that 5th person has a gun? Somebody walking in a Walmart with a gun like this is going to eventually meet force with force and get killed by, how many people are in a Walmart at one time? 60? So what is a 5th of 60? You know, it's at least 10. 10 people in there responding with handguns is going to keep him from killing other people. He's not going to win that battle.
Y'all
And then
still
after
hear
the
this?
citizens in the Walmart kill him, the police can safely come in there and do a report.
But that's shifting a lot of the burden and responsibility of safety from public institutions like the police onto the individual.
Heller versus DC says they have no obligation to defend us. They don't have it. They don't have to do that. If they don't defend us, they have no responsibility. You can't sue them or anything. That's what Heller is about. It is our responsibility to be able to protect and defend ourselves. The police cannot be everywhere. What is it? 3% of the population or less are police. How many police have we seen here today? I have not seen one. How many police have we actually seen on our walks except for Oklahoma City where they saw me getting out of the car and decided to follow us? We don't see very many police. When I was in Florida, in Orlando, I saw one cop there in a week. One police car. Where are they? I mean, you've got to call them to come protect yourself. We are already here to defend ourselves right here, right now. And what better way to defend our country than being trained and prepared to defend ourselves against the criminals that are already here?
Yeah. Do you see self-defense as a really central part of why you carry a gun?
Yes, definitely. That's why I carry my handgun. I do not always carry this around everywhere I go. I do it sometimes just because I want to, and I can if the weather's nice, but it's actually an inconvenience to carry an AR-15. Everywhere you go, it's not convenient, it's heavy.
It's not super practical.
No, it's not practical. So we do carry the handguns, and that's my preferred way is to conceal carry. Nobody knows I have it, but I do open carry a lot as well because I feel it's a deterrent. If somebody's sizing you up as a potential victim and they see you're armed, it's very possible they're going to move to the next person that may not be armed. They will go for the softer target, and that's why we open carry. We feel it's a deterrent. And you know, back years ago, they deemed concealed carrying as criminal carry. Criminals only hide their guns. Back in the Old West in the 20s and 30s, concealed carry was not I don't know how to say it. I mean, people did it, but criminals were the ones that did it the most. A criminal is not going to open carry and walk away because it's going to bring attention to him. And he doesn't want that.
People say that the future, if this continues, is everyone has guns and you have a kind of wild west. Do you think that's possible?
I don't see that happening in Israel, where they are required to carry rifles such as this around. Switzerland, I think, there are some other countries that are very safe that have guns. They like to bring up, well, let's say Mexico. They have a lot of gun control. What kind of violence do they have in Brazil and Mexico? It's rampant down there. We have a safe society because we are able to defend ourselves, and it has been proven. The only state that the gun violence went up after they got constitutional carry was Arizona, and we contribute that to the border. The influx of the people coming from south that are cartel, that are doing illegal things. Every other state, the crime level has gone down. Yeah, with constitutional carry. I think we're the 15th state to get it now.
Yeah, we can see in a year what it looks like in a couple of years.
Yeah, we will see. And look at Vermont. I don't think they've ever had a gun licensing system or ever banned them.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Do you hear about mass shootings or shootings in Vermont? Is there a Southside Chicago situation in Vermont? No, Vermont is sitting there quietly in the background just saying, enjoy our liberty and we're safe. We love it. Don't bother us. So that's how I feel open carry and constitutional carry and the right to self-defense is keeping our society safe.
What does this park look like in 5 years? Why not that?
Yeah. The Ducks have something to chime in about that.
They sure do,
Carrying
yeah.
guns in a park in 5 years.
Yeah.
I
The Heat probably aren't
Yeah.
going to be that excited about it. But
Yeah.
What do you hope this park looks like in 5 years?
Just like it does now. It'll look exactly like it does now. I hope there's just improvements made in the facilities.
But do you hope you look around and someone over there has a gun, someone over there is open carrying, and someone over there has got a rifle? I mean, would that be something you're hoping for?
Like I said, 1 in 5 people would make a difference. I'd like to see a lot of concealed carry go on. I'd like to see almost everybody concealed carry that can. The open carry should not be an issue. If you see it, that we've gone to the point we recognize that person just exercising the Second Amendment right. There are people that will never get over that. They will never get over it. They may have to go to counseling. They may have to do something to allow them to move past that. That this freedom isn't meant for them, and they just need to move on.
I mean, they make it threatened by it.
I'm threatened by people that drink and drive.
Sure, and it's illegal.
Yeah, it is, but people do it.
But I mean, just because you can do something does that mean you should?
In certain circumstances you shouldn't. In certain circumstances you should. Just like with people that are of alternative lifestyles, should they kiss in public? Someone of the same sex. Should they do that? And I think they should be able to do whatever they want to do. No matter what everybody else. We don't have to talk to other people to feel their pulse, to see which way the wind is blowing before we decide what we want to do. We shouldn't have to do that. As mass shootings would go down, as constitutional carry starts to sweep the country, I hope that people move beyond that.
Do you think constitutional carry is going to sweep the country?
Not every state.
There's some places.
Yeah, there are some places that will never understand.
Do you think it's growing across the country?
Yeah, I do.
Should I ask that with that? I'll just rephrase that. Do you think constitutional carry is growing across the country?
Yeah, I do.
Sorry, you're gonna have to re-ask that.
As a horn?
Yeah. All right, we're good. Do you think constitutional carry is growing across? I'm in my head. Do you think constitutional carry is growing across the country?
From what I can see, it is. Yeah, Florida is considering it now. Texas is considering it. They just got rid of Speaker Bonin down there that kept blocking it from going into committee so it could get voted on. He's out. Maybe they'll get it next year. There are several other states that are vying for it. I'd like to see 30 states get it or more. I know there's probably 10 of them that will never consider it, in my lifetime at least. But we've got, 15 now? Or 16? And, we got 15, I believe. We don't have any issues here in Oklahoma or those other states we got.
You got some momentum.
Welcome to the video,
I believe
guys.
we do. Every time a
People
state
just
gets
showed up.
constitutional carry, it takes the narrative away from those people that say it's a Wild West scenario, that it's a failure, that it makes crime go up. I mean, we've been on this experiment since 1968 when they passed the crime omnibus bill, where they banned most guns and made it a felony. Felons couldn't possess guns. Before 1968, you could walk in, a felon could buy a gun. That's when they started, in 1968 is when they started to bring all of the draconian gun laws down. In 1986, they banned the new manufacture of machine guns. Before then, you could convert this gun to full auto, tax it with the federal government, register it, and have a machine gun legally. They stopped that in 1986. The more people that we get guns in the hand of that are good people, we are going to tip the balance of power away from the criminals to our side.
Let's wait for this car to.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's ask, and if you've asked these already, I was fooling around with cameras for a second, but how is Oklahoma a good place to be for that? Yeah. Great. Let's talk about complacency.
Oh yeah, we definitely talk about that. We definitely talk about that.
Yeah. And what do you you asked about constitutional theory growing, but also this sort of like general push you mentioned. What do you want the U.S. to do? And why what has changed?
Oh yeah.
I'll
ask you that question.
Yep.
Why is this happening? What's changed in the last 5-10 years to make this possible?
Like I talked about the great experiment of 1968 where we banned everything and all the states followed suit by enacting laws that you couldn't carry guns. They were legal for citizens to carry. When they did that, we started to see the crime rates go up. Murders, muggings, it went up. And then I think Florida was one of the first states to allow you to carry a concealed handgun. And what did they see? They saw it level off and start dropping. I'd like to...
Sorry, I'm going to pause you for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I got some little bikers.
Later on, I can take you by my buddy's place and shoot some machine guns if you want.
Yeah, your buddy does have them, doesn't he?
Uh-huh. He's a level 3,
Okay.
class 3.
There you go. I think that's an option. You can do that. Yeah.
He makes guns for the Olympics and other shit. Ah, hello.
What's going on there, stranger?
How long have you been out here?
32 minutes, but about 40 minutes.
Did you know he was here or you just stumbled in?
Yeah, I woke up late. I got in from work at 7 this morning. And I
You
woke
already
up
are
at
answering
noon.
questions, so I asked you what made it possible.
We want
Turned
Do you think in the
47.
last few years there's been a change in the culture, people's attitude?
I really do. I describe that. When they introduced the assault weapons ban back in
A road microphone.
96, I believe, when
We
we really felt our rights were under attack. That was a
breakfast on
definite
Thursdays.
cold water in the face wake-up call. That they've got that. They banned certain features on the gun. I mean, the gun could basically still do the same thing. But we saw that step taking place. And then from that, we felt the oppression that the government can deliver to you. And then when it dropped off, all these other gun companies came producing AR-15s, different models, makes, different features. And before you know it, we're flooded with them on the market. And we wanted to take advantage and utilize that freedom that we had because it was returned to us. When that sunsetted, we had some freedom returned and it felt good. We saw the success in Florida and other states that allowed you to carry, and the culture has returned to being able to defend yourself as it was in 1776. And basically, we're realizing that guns are not the problem. The people that commit the crimes are the problem. And that's where the accountability
We're
needs
going out
to be.
to
Not the
23rd
guns.
Street later.
The guns don't cause crime. It's the people pulling the trigger, the criminals, using this tool in a negative fashion.
Is there an increasing reliance on the individual to provide safety versus things like the police? Do you think that's diminishing as a thing
No,
you count on?
it's always
People
been
count
there.
on the police?
Some people do, because there are people that can't own a gun or are too frail or just don't want to have one, and they can rely on public service to defend them. It's just like we rely on a corporation to make our breakfast when we go to McDonald's and eat there. Some people prefer to cook at home. We know those that are educated and have handguns or rifles know we can defend ourselves better by protecting ourselves without having to make a phone call. What if our phone battery is dead? What if we've got no service? We're sitting ducks. We can defend ourselves personally. There are people that choose not to, and that's their choice, and I'm okay with that.
Isn't that kind of the promise of modern society that we don't need to do all these things for ourselves? That we have police that we can count on to provide security. And if the police aren't doing a good job, then we should demand that they do better. We should demand to have better budgets and that there are more of them. Isn't that kind of what moving forward?
It eventually ends up in a police state, and we've been seeing that. We've been see police advance with the equipment they've had. Now they're purchasing former military equipment to conduct their police business. We see that they now have automatic weapons. They have all the weapons that we're not allowed to have, and that gets scary. Are they Stasi? Are they Gestapo? What are they forming into? Are they really here to protect us, or are they here to protect themselves? And when you have an individual that is causing trouble in the community, such as we had in Baltimore, I think the guy was shooting at the police from an apartment window. Well, they need to.
That happened in Dallas.
Dallas, that it happened there too. They had to blow him up through a concrete wall, but the police need to be able to deal with that. They shouldn't have to run around and confront citizens that are just really not breaking the law with deadly force. And we are seeing that in videos every day. I mean, people say, well, all the police are good, then why are we having all the videos of people getting killed by police? Or,
oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm not telling you the police are perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I guess my question is, if you're faced with something like, a Walmart or a school shooting, and you say the police can't respond and take that upon ourselves. I mean, one option is people at the school, people at the Walmart, there should be more guns there. The other is that we should be trying to figure out a way to get the police to do a better job, to respond faster, to be closer.
They do the best they can with what they have. I don't know how many Edmond PD are on the patrol right now, maybe 8 or 10, to protect a city of 3,500 or more. They can't be everywhere at once, and that's where the idea of policing for your protection fails. They are there sometimes. I mean, the guy in Ohio that was shooting the district up and was about to walk into a bar and start shooting it up. They got lucky and the police were there. They were the first responders that day. In 28 seconds, they ended that shooting spree. It doesn't normally go down that way. The police are usually not there. So if they hadn't heard the shots themselves, if they'd have been driving patrol cars a mile away, he would have made it into that restaurant, and the death toll would have been 7. Yeah.
We chatted with some of the police who, not the police who actually talked to us, we chatted with the police department. We were talking about Second Amendment policy. And they were saying that one of their concerns is if they get used to, and if you've talked about it earlier, that you like to get used to the police are saying they're a little concerned that if they get used to it, they also kind of get complacent, and they don't really take these kind of things, these kind of calls that seriously, and then they don't listen.
That could happen.
Is complacency?
So that would be up to them to stop that from happening. As open carry or constitutional carry normalizes, you're never going to stop that criminal that's going to commit that act, no matter how restrictive or loose the gun laws are. When a concerned citizen calls in, they need to take it serious. They need to approach and then get as much information from that citizen as possible through dispatch and vet the call. But yes, they need to come check that out because they don't want to be complacent. I don't want them to be complacent. What if that person carrying a gun, walking towards the school, is pissed off at the school and your kid's in the school? You would be mad if that guy took a right turn into that school and did something bad. Yeah, go ahead, stop him, check it out, see what's going on.
Hey, no problem.
The
Thanks
police
for
can
coming.
come quickly. They can hang out while he walks down. I have no problem with that. They have the authority and the ability to do that. But what I don't like to see is when they roll up on him, immediately assume that he's going to shoot up the school. And I see that happening sometimes. And our rights are there to protect us from police overreach. I am pro-police. I'm very much for it. But we have rights to protect us from some of the things they may do.
Do you think the police think you're pro-police?
Yeah, they think open carry is, some of them think open carry is just going to destroy the Second Amendment. And I just explained to them, I don't think it is. Why? They think it makes us look like we're trying to intimidate people.
Or it might provoke a backlash.
Yeah, maybe provoke a backlash. Like in California, the most racist thing they did in California was enact the Mulford Act, I think in 1967, because the blacks in Oakland were carrying rifles around in their community trying to make it safe, and the police didn't like it. Now, the police at some point in time were roughing them up, beating them up, they were carrying them to protect themselves. When they marched on the Capitol in Sacramento, it scared the hell out of some of those legislators, and they banned the open carry of loaded rifles in public in California because they were scared of the blacks. And you know who signed that? The governor, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan signed the Mulford Act into law, which was one of the most racist gun control acts signed in America. And from there, it was dominoes. They have continually been losing their rights ever since because they got that inroad. And it's been just getting worse out there. Because of the Second Amendment, they haven't been able to ban guns outright. They've actually got people going to Nevada, camping out at gun stores, watching the tags, and if they see a California tag, they'll kind of follow them and call it in so that they can get pulled over across the border. And those people can be arrested for felonies. Yeah, Nevada and Arizona. Yep, they do. Now, I'll put this as a disclaimer. I've not personally seen that. I've not experienced, but I've read about it.
Yeah, I've read.
Yeah.
Can you get the all this is
Are you ready? Yeah. So what you're doing now with a sidearm, AR, walking through the park, all of this is
Yeah, in Oklahoma. It may not be in your state, so check your state laws before you do what I do. But in Oklahoma, we made it legal. You can carry this loaded, unloaded, open, concealed. There's no limit on how many guns you can carry or the amount of ammunition. And we're very liberal. You can walk into a place that says no guns, a business, and there's no force of law behind it. They just have to tell you, please leave. If you don't, it's a trespass. It's not a criminal act.
and is there
Not right now. I have not loaded it from the rally last night. I went ahead and unloaded it for our walks just because it's lighter. But when I was caught down at the other end of the park, I normally carry them loaded 100% of the time. My handgun is loaded. If I did not have my handgun, this one would be loaded. But sometimes, like for walks, I carry them unloaded, but normally I do carry them loaded. It's legal to carry it loaded here. I mean,
it would be if it was
loaded, the same legal. Yeah, there's no difference.
round in the chamber would be legal.
Yes, in Oklahoma it is. I could walk around with this loaded, round in the chamber, walking in and out of businesses, going downtown, going to parks, yes.
So now it's not that much restricting you.
No, we just have, what laws I'd like to be able to walk into municipal buildings, state buildings with my handgun. I don't want to leave my guns in my car for someone to break the window and take them. And we should be able to defend ourselves in a municipal building against an attack should it happen. They work for us. The municipal people, the courts, they all work for us. We should be able to carry them. We give the police the authority to carry guns. Why are we letting them tell us what to do? One of the worst things I see when I talk to legislators at the state, they say, well, first I need to confer with law enforcement about this. No, you don't tell law enforcement. You don't get their opinion on this because we tell them what to do and how we want to be regulated. And that's how it should go. They follow the law that we establish for them to follow, not the other way around.
All right, now I have for your live streamers. What is a question I didn't ask? What are they asking you to ask? I want to know. Are you getting any questions?
Let's see.
Something that they think we should be asking?
Well, they just asked, did you know about the one over at 240 at what you were talking about last 240 in Western?
What about it?
They were wondering if they knew about it.
Yeah, I told them about the restaurant where I went in with an AK-47 and we were eating and
Last night you found it.
yeah, last night they called, somebody in the restaurant called the police. The police showed up, stood behind me, observed I was carrying legally while eating, and they left. There was no issue with that at all in that restaurant. The manager came over and apologized for that. He said, "I'm sorry, we didn't call in on you. Obviously somebody here called in that was eating and they didn't like it, and we told them you're welcome to be here." So the police left. I never even saw them. My back was to the door. The people I was sitting with recorded some of it. I went to a restaurant this morning and ate, and we just went in a grocery store in Edmond and ate. Well, not ate, but purchased something. We have people that don't like it. They just don't like it, so they'll call the police, try to swat us.
Y'all are answering now, baby.
They're scared. They could be scared, yeah.
Where's the distinction?
Yeah. But it's a fear that they're going to have to deal with. We've had guns in America for, since before it was a country. I go in courthouses all the time, and I have a picture of the guy holding a gun in the town square in the 1880s, 1890s. People carrying guns back in the frontier days. There wasn't an issue with it then. It was legal. They had that freedom. And people are going to make the argument, well, they didn't have AR-15s or AK-47s. No, but they had lever action guns. They had the most advanced weaponry of their time. We don't put a limit on the First Amendment, which says you have to use printing presses and inkwell pens and newspapers to disseminate our First Amendment rights. That because now we have moved to modern weapons, you can't use modern reporting, modern ways to disseminate news. They don't like that argument with the First Amendment. We still have that in place. Why do they want to move that to the Second Amendment? They want to move all their arguments to the Second Amendment that don't apply to any other amendments. And it should be across the board.
You got anything? Everyone's okay?
1818, they had the first machine gun.
I thought that was 1718 with the puckle gun.
I thought it was 1818.
1718, the puckle
Yeah.
gun was the first one. And then John Browning invented some of them in the 1890s.
Yeah. We can go look it up now. Now it's challenging.
Yeah, he's challenging me now.
Don't
Let's see who's
Don't
right.
get into a conversation
Let's
about
see who's
which
right.
year a certain type of gun was invented. I'll tell you.
You're right.
Like boxing fans.
But he's
You'll
he,
lose the whole afternoon now.
he is a gun guy as well, so we'll see.
Cam.
Yeah. Is that your plate carrier?
Agilite.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
Get the tactical baby gear for the harnesses for infants.
Well, I think the next we need to go to McDonald's and walk through Jason Lowe's district, and I think we'll have almost everything covered, obviously.
This way is no.
Just do that.
I can't remember.
Unless you-
Was there last one?
Yeah, I think it needs Okay.
Unless you want to go bowling. Bowling?
I don't know. I think it's a mindset thing to some extent.
It is, yeah.
I mean, for me personally, my relationship with guns has evolved a lot, and I kind of fence around that. There's no question about that. But I also still feel like if I'm going to go with my family, out to a restaurant.
Hey guys, thanks for showing up. Please say something in
For me
chat.
personally,
Yeah,
If
and
you're still here.
so one thing
how people feel that way.
One thing a private business can do is restrict the carry of guns into their business, and I normally don't carry this all the time everywhere I go. I do carry concealed into restaurants. I do take what they feel considerate most of the time. Sometimes I'll just ask the manager if it's okay if I do it, but 99% of the time when I go into a business, I'm not carrying an AR-15. I'm carrying either open or concealed handgun. I mean, it just isn't necessary all the time, but the gun may be in the car. But just every once in a while, you want to exercise your freedom and your rights, and exercise them.
Good to see you're
And
still
so
here safely.
occasionally, I'll go out and walk through a park or go into business.
By the way, how's the audio from this angle?
Restaurants that you walk into. I mean, I know you. I spent time with you.
Yeah.
Your fans know you. They know who you are and what your intent is. But I see another one of you walk in,
Yeah.
somebody else, have no way of knowing what they're
You don't. You have no way to know anyone's intent.
How am I supposed to know that this person walking in with even a pistol on their side?
Yeah, you don't.
That's
You
great.
don't know what anyone's going to do. None of us are
Trey's
mind
doing
readers.
it next time.
And that's why I say we need to be able to defend ourselves. If somebody walks in a restaurant with an AR-15,
See, so I think the easy solution is they shouldn't come into that restaurant.
and that's,
Isn't that an easier fix?
well, then you've taken rights away from someone. Now a restaurant sets their own public or private rules, and if the owner feels that, they can do it, and I respect that. If somebody tells me to leave,
At a ball field, for instance,
well, that's where the ground at the ball field is. Everybody owns a piece of it, and we want to respect everybody's rights. When you start taking rights away in public, then it's a slippery slope. I mean, it's already illegal to shoot someone, to point a gun, illegally, to assault, commit deadly assault on somebody. That's illegal. That's already illegal. We already had that established. So why, if somebody wants to do that and carry a gun into a park, will a no carry sign at the front of the park stop them? No, it will not.
No, but I mean that's why you have someone approaching the park, you call 911 right away because
Sir,
They-
coming,
you've got a
they
camera
only
behind you.
back.
You've got a
They
camera
can do
behind
that.
you?
And if you can get yourself to a mindset where you're able to know, and any people who are coming here with a gun, I think we shouldn't be. Then it's easier to make that. But if there's this ambiguity,
Yeah.
hey, could this be?
Well, that's one of their arguments is that now, that's one of their arguments that now people can walk into a park carrying a gun and do something bad. They can do that.
I don't mean that though. I mean,
Open.
If I'm that mom over there, and I see you walking in the park,
Yeah.
rather than just thinking, oh, I gotta call 911, because this must be bad. Now I'm gonna think, I
Yeah.
don't know what this is. I gotta watch this for a while. And of course, that could be fine. It could mean it's Tim doing a stroll. It could also mean that I'm wasted precious minutes.
Yep, true. Yeah, it's a hypothetical thing. You can't win on one side or the other. Either could be true. We both have valid points on that, valid arguments. But I like to err on the side that I want to be able to defend myself, and I can do that with a gun in a park. Because when we start banning even larger rifles, it's going to end up no guns. Will mean no handguns. Then that'll lead to no concealed carry. And before you know it, they have metal detectors everywhere we go. And then we disarm ourselves. I believe it's a slippery slope. And it won't happen overnight. Just like we're taking our rights back, it's not happening overnight. Since 1995, we've been working in Oklahoma to restore our gun rights. And we're getting there. Yeah.
Don mentioned that yesterday. How long it was.
Yeah, it's like a chess game. I mean, it is the long run strategy.
You're winning.
Yeah, we are winning. Gun rights are coming back. And everyone should know that open carry like this is not common. It doesn't happen every day. So, they're going to watch the video and think Oklahoma is just a Wild West where we're all carrying guns.
No, you're special guy.
Yeah. I've been doing it as a cause. And when I realize my cause, maybe I won't carry open as much anymore, but I will do it probably as long as I can. Because I feel if you stop exercising your rights.
Hey.
Can you pause for a second?
Okay.
You have to hit display.
I think we're good. I think we're good, right? We finished it for a minute, but I think we cut.
I think we're good.
I'm getting hungry for a McDonald's hamburger.
I feel pretty good about
Yeah.
the wides. I
You
mean,
want to get some?
I got all that.
No, we just
Yeah. Maybe with just one more wide.
it's all right. I
This
mean,
one
I
is
love
nice,
good
but
debate.
A few different
Few.
ones. I mean, unless you want to go.
just like I think I'm asking questions.
You're asking a question that people want to know. Yeah.
I think you use it to get those portraits. That
yeah.
you're-
Okay, let's do that.
Because it's more,
Yeah, we're not really, but yeah.
I tried to. I mean, you can't go into it with the "it's my right" and that's your only answer. It's my right, and you're good. My cold dead answer.
It raises other questions.
Yeah. And if you can't answer them questions, you don't have an argument. You can't defend against them. It's hard to.
did you get the hand gun close up? Do you mind sitting down one more time? Just to get that close up to your handgun.
Here, you want to put my gun on your other hip?
I got everything. That one?
Oh, yes. It's a beautiful Smith & Wesson MP9. Holds 17 and 1 in the chamber, so 18 rounds.
Thank you, spokesmodel.
Oh, why, thank you. Only bought it for $145 from a friend. Normal retail, $575 retail.
Sound like the announcer on Prices
I, yeah, this Glock 22 was $265 shipped on Gunbroker. Ex-Illinois State Police.
No, we got a few.
I got this from a gun broker, or not gun broker, a weapons instructor
Okay.
who used to be a cop who later went to jail thinking he was going to meet a 14-year-old.
Oh. Oklahoma Predator Prevention on the case.
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is too long interview. Oh, it's fine? Yeah. I hope people listen to it and don't see people that are fighting for gun rights as fanatics or lunatics. Or some people just believe because you want to be able to carry a gun in public. You're crazy, you know, and they do. I think you'll never convince them otherwise.
Yeah, I guess it's nice about a little bit more time with someone like you, is you can hopefully make more rounded decisions.
Yeah, talking to C.J. Grisham would be a good person to talk to. He's going to law school right now to fight for their laws in Texas and the rights out there.
We just wanted to get a couple shots of you just in the park.
Standing.
Yeah. Glad and,
Like down the barrel.
Thumbnail shot.
yeah, exactly. Sort of like a
Beauty
portrait.
shot.
You
never thought Tim would be a model, did you?
No, I just position around.
Part of the hood. I mean, y'all been going to the state area.
No, I think we might be out there to make a new window.
So y'all gonna twist this off the crazy gun nut? Yeah. Y'all have, I mean, they have some interesting videos of
Yeah, of course. But look, I think we've gotten to I think we also,
so did y'all just happen to pull up or did y'all come down and stick?
we came down here specifically for the change in the law yesterday. But I want to talk to Tim. I want to talk to John and Spencer also because I know we talked to him a lot yesterday. He's someone who's been part of pushing the law. So we wanted to meet figures who are instrumental in the change in the law.
Cool. We'll do either. Yeah, whatever you wanted to get a shot.
Yeah, okay, so. When you park, horse racing, that's, 235.
Yeah, it's right. It's across the street from the
Want to do any more?
So basically from the zoo all the way down to Martin Luther King, Bryant, and 23rd Street State Road to 23rd out Lincoln. All that basic to that part. But they are slowly upgrading the roadway. They're putting in sidewalks. We're trying to make the area.
some of the city council members, but more importantly, that is Representative Jason Lowe's district, and Senator Young covers that area as well.
So, yeah, they're taking a lot of the old houses and stuff, tearing them down and putting up new villa-style housing now and stuff. Have you noticed that?
I have, and I've heard all of the usual gentrification complaints that go along with it. But the food, what is it? The food desert thing. Well, since that Cash Saver grocery store closed down, and now the people in that area do not have access to a full-service grocery store anymore.
Well, there's still Owens. There's still Owens down the street.
Deserts are a real thing,
Yeah,
right?
they
It
are.
used to be called Country Girl over there.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, 90s.
So very, very innovative tree tripod there.
Hey, no problem, safety man. There we go. So here's my tripod I was using. Thank you, Mr. Tree. You did a fantastic job. YouTube.
Green New Deal approved. Very low carbon footprint on that tripod. Just,
Where'd they go? He's there, and then
let's see. I guess
we lost him.
Okay, is that a different guy that's just getting footage of ducks and
I guess.
geese and things? So I think the Tim guys over there
Oh, there he is. He put his hat on so I don't recognize him from a distance.
Right. Let's zoom in on him.
That's right.
There we go. Yeah, it's more shaky when you zoom in.
Yeah, it definitely is. Even with the software stabilization.
Mm-hmm. This phone here is 10 gigs RAM, 256 storage, 60 hertz refresh.
Good stuff.
$700.
How are you guys doing?
You own a gun?
No,
Bring yours
I
out.
hope you don't have one.
he does.
No,
You look like you'd be good for a little 22 on your back.
I do not know what a 22 is.
One step above the BB gun. He's still working on BB.
There you go. Hey, BB gun was my first one. Great way to learn some marksmanship and the fact that if it hits something, it's not pleasant. That's guy off the camera. He's from HBO, from Vice News.
You know, the people who twist videos around and make them sound. They've actually had a lot of bad publicity and everything. Lawsuits and.
Yeah, but I can't remember her name. They have this one correspondent that is a total cutie, so I like to watch her episodes because, you know.
You done playing over there? You gonna play with Finn?
Can
at
you
least,
climb all the way up or not?
At least you can come fishing out here if you have a license.
I didn't know.
You can.
Is that like an old water tower structure? I mean, what did that cylinder used to be?
You want to walk around it?
Yeah, we'll give people a tour of some of the wonderful things here in
Edmond, Oklahoma.
lovely Edmond, America. Hey, he's digging a hole to China.
All right, look, there's some type of drain or something that used to come out of there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a water.
Speaking of digging holes, I know that's a really good hole you've got there, buddy. On our way back, we'll check out your hole skills.
Dude.
Yeah, there's Tim becoming one with nature.
Are you one with nature now, sir?
Would you like some leaves and make a ghillie suit?
Here. This is better. You can't see me now. Thank you, leaves. You've done your job.
So, one thing that I'm really excited about with the implementation of constitutional carry that I'm going to get a lot of flack for is that there is no age limit or specification on the provision for making it a state criminal offense for an illegal alien to possess a toy, fake, or replica firearm. Or a real gun. So I would like to see Oklahoma law enforcement enforce that to the fullest extent.
We are? Oh, him. It's like, we are.
We are, the youth of the nation. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me dancing. I'm no Bollywood star. Like this right here. So you can see Tim there, one with nature in front of the nasty green water.
And he's taking a leak inside the river so no one can see him right there, you know, standing in the corner.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. You know, he's dragging around these guns. He has an arsenal with him, and what are they getting for? Public indecency, decent exposure. But I'll tell you, you got to be careful. Edmond police, they will pull you over for the littlest thing.
Oh yeah, I got pulled over because I put on my turn signal.
Too soon?
Apparently so, and I was pulling into on cue, and they're like, "Well, you put your you pulled in within 50 feet, you're supposed to wait 100 feet. It's like, what?
Yep. State law is 100. Well, Oklahoma City is 100 feet.
Yeah, but there's really no way you can accurately.
Yeah, well, there are some people that make one blink and you're turning like immediately, and you know.
Well, I put on like 4 blinks, and I figure that's at least 100 feet.
Because you know we have a, your odometer in your car measures miles and not feet. Or it measures Deep Space Nine characters. An odometer.
Yeah. You ready to go to one of the most deadly parts of the city?
Well, after I'm going to run by my house here in town and check it out and make sure it's still standing before with that. I was waiting for them for an eternity talking to them because we transferred his arsenal to the back of my car because you can just look right in the back of his.
Did you drive up here, Adrian?
I did. I'm parked just over there to the right.
I told him I'll carry his Scorpion whenever we get over there.
I need to find another. Well, there's a toilet bowl at my house.
And we can all ride in my truck again if you want.
There's an idea.
I didn't have my ramp on there whenever you were.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Okay.
Yeah, we're at Silvertail Park.
Okay. I wasn't. Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Hold on. Go. Howdy. Y'all got guns?
Nope. No. Well, he's got plenty there. He's got us all covered.
Guns are safety now.
Something like that. I have one, but if I saw someone else using a gun against somebody else, that's when deadly force would be authorized.
Shots fired.
Well, even if I just hear shots fired, that's not enough. It has to be imminent threat of, I would believe, death or serious bodily injury. Yep. Baseball bat. If I saw someone attacking someone with a baseball bat, I could defend that person or myself.
Pretty much any time someone gets kicked in the head.
Yeah.
All right, safety man. Thanks for coming in.
We don't have to back up. We don't have to retreat. Castle doctrine. Your house is your castle. Stand your ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to say, she is a cutie.
Well, I was hoping to go to Jason Motors, and we can still do that. You and I. We can do that. We can go there.
Do I want to tag Jerry Cusick in this video? Are you Jerry Cusick?
No, I am not.
Okay, well then I'm not going to tag Jerry Cusick.
My name's Motor Joe.
You got the mic on?
Yep, you won't find it on eBay.
So, no, Jerry Cusick, who is not here, we're not going to tag you.
Hi. Hey guys. How y'all doing? Y'all having fun today? Yeah, me too. I like Acre Park.
I know, that Ewok village is awesome.
Want to go see the LARPers?
Oh yeah, I got great footage of those
Hey, man,
guys
it's really nice
whacking
meeting
each
you.
other
Yeah, you
with
too.
the,
There you go. Yeah, see, I was ready for that one. I can handle it. Hey, it's really nice meeting you. Well, we didn't really meet formally, but
pleasure, Adrian, no doubt.
yeah, how you doing? You good? Thank you for your time today. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Hey, sir.
All right.
Lovely to meet you.
You too.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure, fellow Americans.
Yeah.
I just wish I could have came out yesterday, but I had to work.
No, I mean, one guy, you know.
What is it with you people at jobs? And yes, I do mean you people in that way.
Gotta keep the community safe somehow. From all the homeless, vagrants and stuff.
And I've been an effective part of that. I really believe being Richard.
So where are y'all heading to after here?
I think we're gonna head get some B-roll back to Oklahoma City where we're staying.
Y'all going to come out to the dangerous part of town instead of being in all the safety?
We go where you bring us.
All
Like I
right.
said, it's not like Baltimore.
I mean, we're about to head over to the dangerous part area. I mean,
District that tried to ban this, and we're going to let
For yourself, I'm heading over to my hoity-toity neighborhood down the street first.
We'll watch your live stream if you guys do it. I will go live on the News Now KC. How did you learn about it? You don't know? Yeah. Did it come across a Facebook feed or something?
I think it might have been the stories.
There you
Oh, okay.
I got that already.
Okay.
You gave it to me. Yeah, I got it.
Or whoever gives you your assignment there about
No,
it.
no, 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 no. I covered them.
You did? Okay.
I'm the one who pays. I pay a lot of attention to them.
Good. I'm glad
There you
hear
go.
that.
Motorcycle
I think that matters,
rescue,
actually, personally, because I think-
$50, 405.
I'm sure you know that a lot of people.
Zoom in on that.
I mean, I don't consider
Focus
myself an expert.
417-0697. It's Joe, also known as Motor Joe.
It's just not having basic familiarity.
How about this? I think this is hilarious.
Is it
New York had the laws that they had passed New York City that was so restrictive.
Yes,
that the
just plain
Supreme Court
slash, no
taken it out.
backslash, no
And
forward
just
slash.
before the
You're a
Supreme
weirdo if you
Court
need to
was gonna
specify.
decide
It's
whether
just a
this was
slash.
here or not, they changed the law to be less restrictive, and they were like, you don't have to hear it now. We fixed it.
Yeah, they're trying to get out of that. They're trying
Yeah.
to get out of that lawsuit.
Yep, and the Supreme Court, I think they said, no, we're still going to hear it. We're gonna hear it. Because,
That's very serious.
yeah,
Very serious.
yeah, because the Supreme Court realizes, and
See all
then
the
if
big
you don't
dogs?
hear it, the next day
German
they'll change the
Shepherds.
laws back.
Just the one. You already gave me the other one, yeah.
Pretty soon. It's gonna be a big case.
It's like a wolf almost, huh?
The new national director for U.S. Law Shield, who used to be in charge of Oklahoma, he got involved with that because of having to use a gun to defend himself against a dog.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
My friend actually has 2 German Shepherds. One's 2 years old, the other one's about 10 months. And they're being trained as guard dogs. They're award-winning. The 10-month-old they've had since a baby, but the 2-year-old has awards and everything. And they're Eastern Bloc German Shepherds. The 10-month-old, they got one puppy that cost him $5,400, and then the 2-year-old cost him about $8,000.
Wow. And I'm upset about my wife wanting to spend $800 for a wiener dog.
Yeah.
I want an emotional support wiener dog.
That's kind of when I was starting to
We spent like $1,200 on a Yorkie, but it's full blood. He lasted for about 15 years, though.
A dog is full blood this side or the other. That's when I get really politically
all I did was
correct
grab a camera and
get
start
to the
just,
point and go,
exercising my rights a
CDIB
bit.
cards are just American Kennel Club paperwork for people.
But there are people that are more knowledgeable about it than me.
Purebred, should I say that?
There are. Oh, of course.
Instead of mongrels.
All right. Okay. I'm getting a little chilly.
Yep.
You mean dogs?
Y'all not used to this weather, are you?
They should be. Thanks.
It gets
Kinda chilly in New York.
chilly up in the upper reaches of
I thought you were
America.
from Cali.
No, I'm from New York.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, it gets very cold in New York.
Yeah, thanks
I
again.
like New
Great
York,
to
but
meet
mainly
you.
because I get to ride the subway for
Letting
free.
since you're home, tell your girlfriend
Why?
thank you again.
I will.
Military.
Yeah.
Oh, very
Thank
good. Very
you guys
good.
for coming out. I can't wait for it to air.
We'll keep you posted. We're
Yeah.
not sure on the air date, but we'll definitely keep you posted.
It could very well be a few months. Honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I know.
might be a while, yeah. But,
I
you
know
know,
it could be.
these production schedules, but we'll stay in
Oklahoma
touch for
Second
sure.
Amendment, Tim Gone Wild.
Yeah, that's the title.
That's actually the title. Yeah.
Working title.
Y'all probably don't even have a title for it yet, huh?
No, definitely not. No.
To
Those
be
come
determined.
in.
Again, they could always just scrap it.
Well, y'all ready to go down to 23rd Street and walk in front of the Moorish people and
Yeah.
Jason Lowe's area?
Yeah. Like I said, I need to make a pit stop at my house here in town first.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
going to hurt me.
Oh, is that reverse brandishing?
Yeah. So yeah, we want to keep the guns
there's
in
no
your
such
car
thing.
at that part of town.
No. Okay.
I mean, y'all more welcome. Come
Well, here's the keys to your car.
Okay.
where you
I'm
park
sure
at.
your phone is going to be nice and charged, so
Yeah,
you
it
can
should
let
be
me know
nice
where
so
you
we
want to
can
meet
go
up.
by.
And we're gonna cut off the feed so that the world doesn't know where we're gonna meet up. OPSEC.
OPSEC. Operation Security.
As a dirty submarine
Where you
man,
park
I'm
at,
all
Jim?
about that.
I'm way down at the beginning where you enter.
You want to jump in?
Yeah, I'll ride with you.
All right.
And Adrian, well, I am going to have to eat a little something, and then we'll do the Jason Lowe commemorative open it
Cough
up.
drop?
Okay, here. You know, we should do that while the big ball of fire in the sky. So. Yeah.
All right, people. Let's see here. Here's what these
Y'all have
people
a
are
safe
driving.
trip.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Bye bye.
Oh, here, hold on. Ah.
Did you see the old car when you pulled in?
Yeah. Oh, okay. There you go. All right, so we're going to have a little commentary with Tim here. So please don't go nowhere. Let's get this on here, and you can talk your mind if you want.
Are we still live
Yes,
on
we
your
are.
channel?
I just got this in for $7.
The mount?
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh, crap. Let's see here.
Pretty amazing. Nobody triggers in here anymore. Really, isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm. There we go. It's live on you now. So, any thoughts or?
Well, we're going to do an open carry walk down 23rd Street. And we're just leaving about news, as you saw, interviewed. Tried to put the best foot forward for the Second Amendment. You know, they're going to try, I don't know if these people will, but people are going to try to spin my open carry efforts as insanity. I'm a nut. I'm crazy. And it's sad that our society has gotten to the point where exercising your right considers you a nut. You're crazy.
I have to say, she is cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Belle. Yep. Sweet.
I like short females.
They're all short to you.
Right?
Yeah, I'm 6'1", so
No, I'm 6'5".
yeah, most people aren't taller than me, but when I meet someone taller than me, it's like, oh man.
Hey, that's how I feel whenever I see the 6'10",
Yeah, they are
or
there,
11
yeah.
people. Well, it's the basketball players that come over
Yeah.
to Kong's Tavern and stuff.
Yeah, and you see them and you're like, whoa, I thought I was tall.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever gone to a WWE show, they will make you feel small.
Right. And here's all the LARPers.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I hadn't seen
I was
that.
actually asked to come join them, but I was like, I would love to, but you know, with my enlarged heart, I don't think I could take it.
What time is it?
It is 16:10.
Wow, that late. I think this will be the last open carry of the weekend. I'm going to spend some time at the home. You know, decompress. Spend some time with the girlfriend. I had a job to do this weekend. Well, guys, it's been fun. I've enjoyed doing this here on Motor Joe's live channel. And I'll be live on mine here in a little bit when we go open carry in Jason Lowe's district. He's a guy that fought so hard against open carry of rifles and permitless handgun carry. And we're going to do a Jason Lowe commemorative open carry walk. I don't think they can spend my the time with me in an anti-gun stance. Do you think?
Unless they take apart and
yeah, he's got to ask the hard questions.
I know.
What about people that are scared? You know, you are scaring some people. I get that. I hate that for them, but you know, it's an issue they're going to have to deal with. How do you know that person's not going to do something? You don't. That's why you arm yourself.
That one there.
Yep, the red car. I just love those cars, the Barracudas. I mean, it's the first car I had.
All right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to 23rd Street and was that 235 there by Byron's Liquor? You know
All right.
what I'm talking about?
Right now?
Yeah, that's where.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Adrian's going home. He's got all my guns. They're going to secure in his car because you know that it's not the best thing to secure anything in.
All right, guys. That was news now. OKC. Let's see here. And we're going to be going over to 23rd and what is that? 23rd and Broadway Extension. And we're going to be walking up and down the road over that way. 23rd and Lottie, I believe it is. So I'm going to end this here, and then I'll restart it up here pretty soon. All right, thanks.